What's poppin'? My name is Dr. Ben Glass, and today I'm in the presence of Xavier, chiropractic student. I want to thank you for taking the time. We are on the Pre-Chiro podcast, by the way. We're trying to shine a light on the path to become a chiropractor and demystify any misconceptions that a young student may have that's in high school or college and trying to find their path, their passion, their purpose. So, Xavier, why don't you kick it off by just sharing a little bit about your background and who you were growing up, what your experience was uh, becoming sort of an adult, and then what attracted you to chiropractic? How did you find or discover it?
Uh, Thank you. Well, I'm Xavier again. I'm born from Dallas, Texas. I was a foster care child, and I grew up in that type of environment. Going through that taught me how to just to be, accountable about myself, how to work hard, how to get through tough situations, and going through all that, and finally get back with my mother. And then just being the first person in my family to go to college, and that's I was holding a lot of weight, and I was just trying to keep going and motivate my family, also my friends, to keep grinding and keep pursuing their dreams without quitting, because without failure there is no learning situation in that. So by me learning that failure at a young age, that I can grow something out of that failure to be something successful, taught me a lot of life lessons to not quit, and then, like, time is valuable, don't waste it. So going into undergrad, I majored in exercise science or kinesiology. I was going the PT route for a while. Always wanted to be of service in the community. I want to be of service to people and show them that different ways to prevent injury. And how I went from PT to chiropractor was time in 2015 where I was working for a trash company where I was always on the back of the truck. And then this one Friday morning, I was thrown from the truck, and then had to see. I was a PI case, and I had to go see a chiropractor, and I was just like had whiplash from cervical all the way down to my lumbars. I seen a chiropractor for like 2+ weeks, and I felt a lot better. That's when I first got introduced to chiropractic. But when I started having the passion for chiropractic was my senior year in college at Southern Arkansas University. And my friend Izzy was telling me a lot of stuff about chiropractic because he was doing a lot of, interning for this chiropractor out there in Frisco, Texas, for like 500+ hours. And he told me a lot of stories about it. And I just fell in love with the stories, and I just wanted to see what he was experiencing, and I want to experience some of my own. So I did the intern for Dr. Stutz out there in Frisco, Texas, for 500+ hours as well. I loved every experience, and ever since then, I just been pursuing chiropractic, and that's how I got at Logan University through him,
Hmm.
and that's how my marathon began.
Yeah, the marathon continues. I just want to share Nipsey Hussle's been a great inspiration for me. I watched almost all his interviews. He talks about being a master of your own energy, and times are going to get tough. Life throws a lot at you, and it's hard to really control your path when there's so much noise from the outside, so many influences that might not be congruent with the thing that's most aligned with inside of you. But how did you stay so like clear and focused with kind of all the adversity? How did you um how did you persevere to the point where you could see yourself becoming a doctor? And like what was it in your mind that really gave you that confidence that, hey, I could do this? And what was special about that experience down in Texas that really gave you that clarity? Hey, this is it.
Oh, that's a good one. So for I always keep in mind that life is about trial and errors. Life is about risk taking, and once you get through, once you understand that you have to take a risk every day, it got much easier to understand that it's always going to be hard to actually pursue something that you really want, but it's always easy to pursue something that you really don't want. So by understanding that separation, it made me grind harder for something I really wanted because I know it's gonna have a great end effect. And it's like something that you really want is gonna make a big impact on people's lives, also your life at the same time, changing you throughout the whole process. And by knowing that, I'll rather take that route. And I know that experts always once was beginners. So I thought about that also, and that's experience as getting that experience early in Texas was key to understand and seeing the process of going through patient encounters and seeing the interaction with chiropractors with the patients, and it's really not no doctor and patient at the time. It was more of like friends, and they share a bond and they show that they care for each other. It's not like this is I'm going to treat you and that's all I'm going to do. It's like they actually involved in people's lives, and that's what was key for me to being a chiropractor for sure. So I like that.
No, no doubt. And so where are you at in the program right now?
I'm try 8 right now, so I got 2 more tries and then I graduate.
Wow. So you there, you taking care of people. You've been through some of the hardest parts of the program. Can you reflect back on the program thus far and the growth that you've gone through as a human being, but also just how you've grown your understanding of things?
Yes, so starting in 2018, May of 2018, try one was pretty tough because you start off with like 26 plus credit hours, and I was normally taking like 12 hours. And that was like a little culture shock. But once I started, test was hard, just getting the rhythm and the study rhythm of everything. It was pretty hard to find. But once I started like finding friends, which became my tutors, and it became much easier to communicate between those because I wasn't treating my tutor just as just a tutor. I was treating them as friends, so I can actually communicate better versus as I always have to have my information straight up. It became a learning process between two friends, and that came much easier. So having that support as tutoring and all that stuff was key to being my for me to excel in that program for sure. And also just finally just having a long time to figure out how to study was also key for sure. Um, it just it takes a while to actually understand what is your rhythm, but you gotta try it. Once you try, you eventually figure it out. It's gonna be tough, I'll tell you that. But going through all these trials, I learned that there's only growth, like I said, in failure. Just keep failing, and you're gonna eventually figure it out. But don't quit. That's the only way you're gonna figure out if you don't quit. Because if you
Did
quit,
you have moments where you wanted to quit in the program?
yeah, I had a few moments. I was just too stressed out. I had a lot of family issues. It just a lot of stuff that you gotta keep. You gotta keep your external situation outside of school because it's going to influence you a lot. And it's going to like distract you. You don't want that. It's going to drown you. It's going to dim your energy towards chiropractic if you just allow that to come into your life like that. So you want to make sure you kind of, have time on a certain day to address that.
Hmm.
To don't ignore it. Don't don't forget about it. Don't try to push it in the back of your head, because eventually it's gonna make it even worse when it overwhelms you, and then school is just gonna be not school anymore. It's just gonna be a job, and
Right.
you don't want that. You want to have fun. You want to have the experience. Because if you're not having fun, you're not learning. It's
Hmm.
gonna be hard, but at the same time, you should have fun.
Hmm. No
And
doubt.
school,
How have you managed to stay in that sort of mindset where I'm gonna make the most of every day. I'm gonna continue having fun along the way and enjoy this process no matter how hard it is.
well, it goes back to my family itself. Because, like I said, I'm the only child that is pursuing a doctorate, and it was my dad, my mom, where they didn't finish college, and they didn't really believe that they they siblings could go off to college, because the situation that we was in. But I proved um that you can, that I can, that anybody in my family can. By proving that, I just gonna keep proving that you can break the cycle. By breaking the cycle makes me even grind even harder, and plus just friend support as well. I have a lot of good friends that help support me, for
Hmm.
sure.
Hmm.
That helped out a lot.
Yeah, so have you managed to stay connected to the friends that you had before chiropractic school, or have you lost some friends along the way just on the fact that you're in a really intense program, your schedule's full? Like, what did you realize kind of about your life as it changed and you became a student and you were now immersed in this new culture and you were beginning to think differently maybe or just act different or not act different in a sense of like who you are but just had different habits,
Yeah.
you know, what would you say to that?
Uh, I lost a few friends, but those friends didn't serve me, didn't serve my purpose and my vision for the future. So it was expected to lose those type of friends, and it was expected to see which friend will stay and will grind with you, will understand your situation, and will not you know distract you from your purpose. Those are real friends that I understood, and those are ones I keep close. um I just making sure, like, so you want to make sure that those the friends that distract you is understand the situation of the school and everything situation, so you can kind of let them go. But tell them that you're not really serving my purpose in a nice way. You don't want to just completely cut them off and go ghost. That wouldn't be a good idea at all for do that, because it's gonna bring a bad cycle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you in eighth try. What's up for you right now? What's coming up for you presently in this moment? And where are you at with things psychological or your mindset being in clinic? What's life like for you?
Life, like right now, since pandemic, has been very slow, but I'm still motivated. I'm still determined to to you know to treat the population, the community, and don't always. I want to give 110% of me, even though I might be a secondary or primary. I just always want to be engaged. I want to make sure I'm in tune. I want to make sure that this treatment that I am uh, applying my, you know, student clinic patients, it will help, and keep learning through my mistakes and success as well. And then just getting ready to go back to Dallas, Texas to do my rotation and try nine under Dr. Pennell, and I am expecting to learn a lot about the business aspect as well as the encounters with the patients and just the culture back into my hometown, to feel the culture as I've been working so hard from so far, being in Missouri, just finally go back home and show what I've been learning. I've been grinding for all these trimesters and all these tests that we took and take and just ready to start.
Hmm. How do you think that you're gonna reconnect with the culture? Do you think that you're gonna deliver a message that's familiar to them? How, if you were speaking to your community as you remember it, how would you talk to them about chiropractic right now, like in a way that they could relate to, that might be unique, just knowing where they come from and how they think?
Honestly, it just being honest with the person about it um, is key for sure because I know a lot of my friends, a lot of my family out there in Dallas love honesty, and it's just like just the hospitality out there. Just they love to be honest. If you be honest with them and straightforward, they will accept you who you are. They'll meet you halfway, and just tell them that chiropractic will help and it will solve a majority of the issues, which is the center of the tension is the spine. About making them understand the anatomy a little bit, not much, just in layman terms. They will love you for that, and I know that uh, it's gonna take a while to get back into culture since I've been away for so long. But I just know if I be honest and I am principled I believe the words I'm saying, then it's gonna the culture is gonna come back.
Hmm.
You know, I'm gonna
Hmm.
find connecting with the people that I need to connect with, and then they're gonna connect with the people they need to connect with. And I'm
Hmm.
not trying to make it forceful. I'm not trying to make it, you know, seem like I'm just selling something. I'm just being honest and I'm being um, direct and I'm being precise with my words for sure. So.
Do you have any clear intentions on the types of people you want to work with, and how you imagine your care is going to be specialized, or maybe not specialized, but just communicated to specific audiences? And if so, how would you speak to those audiences?
Well, my scope of practice wants to be taking care of a family. It starts with the family. It starts with uh, the son or daughter in sports, and then I get the family involved, and it used to be the mother, the father as well, the grandmother or the grandfather, well as pediatrics. For that, that's my focus on that. It just I want to be more dynamic. I want to be sports. I want to do family. I want to be peds. I don't want to just be narrow in one spot because everybody need this. Everybody need to know this message, and everybody need to be served, um, and everybody deserve to be pain free. So my my main focus is to just serve the masses for sure,
Hmm.
and I just want to be a good I want to be a service for sure for the community,
Hmm.
not just in one aspect of it. I want to be in all aspects. That's
Hmm.
key.
Hmm. That's dope. You sound like you clear, you're centered, you understand what you're bringing and where you're going, and
It's
that's great.
always going to change. It's like I just know if I keep a mindset of being a service, then I will change. My vision around that will change. Obviously, it's going to happen because we evolve every year. We supposed to change. We're not supposed to be the same. It's if you're the same, then you're not growing. You want to be stronger in every aspect, not every aspect, but you want to try to be stronger.
Hmm.
You want to
Hmm.
keep, you want to keep reaching. You want to keep learning and you want to understand different situations that might happen in your
Hmm.
chiropractic experience.
Hmm. How can we take this to hip hop, and how can we parallel chiropractic for what it is to you, for what it is to me, and then really bring it into a way of being relevant? Because I feel like a lot of the times uh, people in the hip hop culture are communicating really amazing things through the music, through the messages of their music. But I don't hear chiropractic a lot, and when I do hear it, it's like very quick. It's like a moment. So like, how do you believe we could leverage hip hop to really bring chiropractic into the community?
Well, as hip hop started, everybody didn't understand it. People didn't like it until, people just kept, bringing out the message, putting out the message, and from multiple areas. And by us chiropractors, if we keep putting the message out and believing the principle and telling everybody about chiropractic, and just having those, that domino effect where people will spread the word and they keep, educating a patient every time they come into a chiropractic setting and telling them about subluxation, which is misalignment, versus as keeping that verbiage of them saying, "I need a pop, I need a snap, I need my my back, crack," and all that. So it's about re-educating them and teaching them about what subluxation really is and what cavitation really is when they hear that pop, and which is gas releasing, would be key. So having them educated will bring more educated people into the chiropractic setting and already have a idea of what chiropractic is. So just keep preaching, not much preaching, but teaching the lesson of chiropractic. And I'll say if we keep doing that, eventually we'll be known more around
Hmm.
the world and how important we are in the community in the healthcare profession.
Hmm. What's your creative process with your art? How are you practicing these days? And what are some things that you've really followed in your path, specifically as a chiropractic student? What have you been attracted to? I know you just said you spoke about being into family practice, so I'm sure you've studied some pediatrics. You've studied maybe pregnancy and just how to communicate to an entire family sort of fabric. But what has been like some real inspirations that you've had as a student?
Ooh, some real inspirations. There has there been a time I actually shadowed a doc out there, Dr. Vaught, out there in Chicago, and he had a situation where he had a kid that could not speak or walk and really just do daily things. The kid was really just deteriorating from the inside out, and they were just giving this kid medicine, and then just he seen this kid, and he didn't see him as like a basket case. He see him as a you know um, actual child that can grow from this situation. So he actually gave the kid chiropractic care, and just weeks on end, the kids showed astonishing improvement from what it was, what the kid was in the situation when she was getting all these medications and from these medical doctors, and they couldn't really figure out what was going on. But when she received chiropractic care, we are more engaged. We're not trying to actually give medicine and lead them out. We was actually spending time and understanding and actually, you know, when you come in the office, there's like a different type of culture when I went there. So I know it's like family. So that's like they really talk and they really care for each other. So
Hey, I can't hear you. You might have hit the audio button.
you hear me now? You hear me now? That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hold on.
You hear me?
Can you
Uh,
say something?
yeah, I'm good. You just unmute me.
Nah.
It says you mute my mic.
I don't know. Huh.
Hello?
Say something?
You hear me now?
Nah. You can hear me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle of your sentence just now, you were starting to get into things about how this kid came in and they were giving him some medications and or he wasn't being spent time with. People weren't really taking the time, and as chiropractors we see people way more often than medical doctors. That's a big differentiating factor, is that as chiropractors we get to really build relationships with people and really get to know them. And like you said, we're not just giving out and dispensing something and then not teaching how to really reflect back inside of yourself to, like, what's the real cause of this, what's going on with this, and teaching people how to move forward. So no, there's a lot of great points you brought up right there of just witnessing what happens when a doctor, a chiropractor, takes the time to listen to somebody, to really see them and to really be with them and have empathy, connect to what they're going through, and to have positive expectations of what's to come, to really recognize, hey, I understand all of this fear that you have, you're going through a lot, but I see something inside of you that's way beyond that, that's way beyond whatever diagnosis you've been given, that is great and that is super intelligent, and I'm going to just leverage that. I'm going to work with that. I'm going to work with you to move forward in your healing process. And that's just a really beautiful message to share to a prospective student. Sound check, sound check.
Yeah, you hear me now?
No, I still can't hear you. What's going on?
I don't know. It said you muted me on
Why don't you leave the broadcast completely? Maybe turn off your phone and then turn it back on, or turn off things and come back in. All right.
Okay.
I'll wait here for you.
All right.
So technical problems happen. We're on the Pre-Chiro podcast, just providing context of the chiropractic profession. I want to thank anybody who's joining me. I see there's 2 watchers out there. Good to see you, Jimmy. Oh, you hear him clearly? What? Oh my gosh. My bad. The people out there can hear you. I couldn't hear you. My bad.
Oh.
So get back into your story.
So after at least a month of chiropractic care, the kids showed just
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Keep
okay.
talking. Keep talking,
Okay.
all right?
So the kids showed astonishing improvement. The kid can talk and actually walk again, and that was amazing to see that. The kid was shown after showing so much improvement from chiropractic care. The mother was relieved and felt her stress levels reduced, and that was pretty much key for me to see that, and the interaction of that was that just made me good inside, and it's really made me more passionate about chiropractic and see that the impossible can be possible about any situation. That long you just sit there and have time to talk and try to understand the situation and try to provide and be a service to the patient is very key for sure. And that's pretty much it for the story. I didn't want to go too much around about. I just want to just get straight to the point about it. And yeah, where's he go? You still here? Hello? He must be gone. So I was just gonna keep talking. Seeing, I like seeing going into different chiropractors clinics, and I just keep seeing this culture where people is so engaged and so in tune to their passion and their service um, to be a a mover to people's lives, to help them move from this low spot to a higher spot, to show them that they can change and their life can evolve to something that they want. They can actually change their pain scale. They can change pretty much anything along they work for. They see care and stuff like that. So that's key for me too, that I seen.
And so, if you were speaking to a prospective student and you were really trying to differentiate this experience that you've gone through in their eyes, how is that experience that you witnessed in that office that you shared with that chiropractor? How is that something that you could bring to that discussion with them? Because I want you to imagine that there's a young person, maybe they're in high school, maybe they're in college, they're hearing your message. How would you really say, like, hey, this is an amazing profession? Or would you say, hey, watch out for this profession? Um, it can be great. It can be really difficult to find your path in this profession. Like, what would you say to somebody who's really looking to have that experience, but maybe they went to a chiropractor, they didn't see nothing that looked like that, felt like that, sounded like that?
Well, chiropractic is so dynamic to a point that anybody, you can be yourself. So even though you might not like that chiropractic experience that you had at the time, it's because that's their model. Every model has different. You can be your own person, and that's really amazing about chiropractic, because you don't have. It's not no certain doctor that you have to be. You can be a funk med that had to do with medicine, more of like supplementation, not medicine, supplementation, where you can help the person get for who has deficiency in some supplementation, and help them get back on track. See, that's one, and you can be a traditional chiropractor where you see them, take care of them, adjust them, and give them, exercise regimens and stuff like that. Or you can just be more of a integrated chiropractor where you can work with the medical team, and you can send them to neurologists, and you don't have to take the X-rays. It's so much room to grow in chiropractic. You can find yourself in chiropractic by going through these trials and tribulations and all these stress, and stress is going to happen in life regardless. It's like it's just going to happen. But it's just like chiropractic taught me how to overcome stress, and understand that I have to work for myself. And being in chiropractic, you going to own your own business, or you can work under somebody, but still your own boss, because you're a doctor now. You don't have to follow these guidelines, and it's amazing. There's so much room to grow. Like I said, it's amazing for sure.
What are you challenged by, or what are your biggest challenges, or what are your biggest, when you look out into your future, what are the things that you think that you're going to have a difficult time with, or maybe you don't even see it as a difficult time, but just like that you're going to have to grow into somebody who has a deeper understanding, or like where are your skill sets the most either limited in scope, or like, where haven't you gone deep enough to have the confidence within to know what you don't know, right? Where are you at where you just are like, I don't know?
Um, the route I'm going to is become a speaker, become a leader, and this is my first podcast, so I'm already growing right now. Even though my comfort zone, by being out of your comfort zone, that's when really growth happens. And I wasn't comfortable coming on, but I'd rather be uncomfortable so I can grow. This is the area that you need to be, and by me being in that, I know that I can keep growing and keep, becoming a person that I couldn't see, but I wanted, you know. And it's like you just keep going through that and keep challenging yourself every day. It's just like the three things I believe is the one thing I wrote all the time on my board is accept the challenge, take action, complete the challenge, and teach your accomplishments to others. And then again, don't waste time.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what I keep in my heart, and that's what I keep reminding myself every day. Don't waste time. If I see a challenge, take it. If I fail, I just gonna learn from it and teach others about my failures or my accomplishments as well,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
just keep going forward. Just don't always think about the past, be in the present, but sometimes don't always be in the future too, because you will not understand what the situation you have now. So if you too much in the future or the past, you will never really get that growth that you need to be in the future
Mhm.
or to leave the past.
Mhm.
So you gotta sit in this situation and try to understand it, even though it's hard to, you know, to take care of these classes, these exams, or these patients, or whatever. It's a learning experience. Everybody been here. Once
Mhm.
you understand that situation, you understand that, then you understand that this is a learning curve. This is
Mhm.
time for me to put my head down and just keep going through this and just keep trying, keep trying, and keep trying, and keep trying for sure.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's what I want to message I want to spread out right now. Just keep trying.
Mhm. Can you imagine? I kind of want to take this to not race, but diversity and culture and the potentiality of chiropractic becoming uh, a profession that has more black and brown people in it. It historically hasn't really been that from my perspective. Um, I think I saw something recently that there's less than 3% black chiropractors.
Yeah, it's less than 3%.
So what's it look like if we get up to 5 or 10 or 20? What's possible, or how would that impact the black community?
It will impact it huge. Like it would be a huge impact for sure. Just to show the community of black community that there are other professions that they can pursue and become and be a voice in the community as well. Be a strong voice as that in the community and showing that people with you know pretty much issues that involve the spine that they can be taken care of from a black chiropractor as well versus as just being traditional white chiropractor that we are in here too. We are involved and we are a servant in the community as well. And there's not just us playing basketball, doing sports as general, or just being just a traditional doc. We can be a chiropractor. We can be anything, you know.
Hmm.
And by putting that message out in the community, eventually will the percentage will go up.
Hmm.
It's just right now people don't believe they can,
Hmm.
and it just we just gotta show them this generation of black chiropractors coming in now from Life, from Logan, from Palmer West, and Palmer, Florida. All these different type of chiropractic schools with different type of SAPCA, organizations. Um, we coming in strong for sure.
It's grown even since you've been here, right? Because it's only been 2 years you've been a student, but you witnessed the growth in the representation.
Yes, sir. I have. Um, it has been it's been a heck of an experience for sure, and it motivated me to be more of in the front line versus just being in the back. Because I'm not making no change in the back. I'm changing more in the front. You know, if I'm going to actually make a difference in people's life, I gotta be in the front line. I gotta go through uncomfortable situation I have to go to actually grow and become a person that can actually be strong and an influencer in people's lives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at right now. So
That's dope. That's dope. And it's real. It's just you naturally finding this reality that there's not a lot of representation, that you have something you've been given. It's a gift, but it's also like an exposure that not everybody from your type of background, your upbringing, your identity has ever really seen before or heard. So you have the almost the responsibility, right, to share that, to give back, so that that next generation could be much stronger than we are. So I just want to thank you for taking the time. If you were to give a message to somebody who was maybe going to be the first college graduate in their family, and uh, they're concerned about telling people that they're going to become a chiropractor because it might not be perceived as the right path in their family's culture or in their community's culture. Um, how would you tell them to just like kind of get over that concern for others' opinions, and why should somebody who's maybe, coming from a difficult upbringing, go and become a chiropractor? Why does it make you stronger or more relevant? Or, why does it make you stronger or more primed to be a chiropractor?
well, chiropractic itself is like most people do not understand what chiropractic really is until they actually step in the office and get educated. So typically when people reject chiropractic is because they're not educated. So if the person was going to pursue chiropractic and their family is not approving, I just say accept the challenge because it's going to change you and change your family perspective on chiropractic. If you are, you accept the challenge and you accept what you feel in your heart. You feel like you want to be a chiropractor because you're going to change the world for sure. If you're going to be that, chiropractor, and it's like I said, people do not accept that, and you just gotta be the change. Just don't let people to get in your head and change your decision for that. If you really want to be and you experience chiropractic and you understand what chiropractic is, then don't allow nobody to change what you think.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
No doubt. Xavier, thank you, man. I appreciate your time, your energy. I hope that this message reaches the right people. We're really just trying to represent minorities in chiropractic, passionate people in chiropractic, successful people in chiropractic, people that are aligned with chiropractic, people that
Yeah.
are clear on what chiropractic is and what it isn't, and also just be positive role models for this youth generation that's living this virtual life. Like, this podcast could potentially change someone's life. So, you know, thank you
Oh,
for
oh,
shining the light.
thank you for having me.
No doubt, man. All right, where can people get in contact or follow you, or, you know?
They can follow me on my social media. Future underscore X. Hold on, let me double check because I might changed it. Sorry,
It's all good.
I changed my Instagram a while. Let's see. Yeah, future underscore doctor underscore X for
Dr. X.
for Instagram, or you can say preach coop for Instagram. For so that was just my more of my personal. Preach Coop is more of my personal Instagram. The other one's more of my development doctor Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it's slowly going change over time. I'm finally gonna make posts more and more. But that's where they can find me at.
No doubt. Thank you for sharing with the students. I appreciate you taking the time, man.
Thank you for having me.